Hi there, AJ here for a new webinar this week about a subject that maybe is the most desired one to talk about. And it's called promote. The subject for today is promote, and then specifically more how can we convert leads into clients, into coaching clients. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Why is it the most wanted? Well, maybe because we offer clients or we offer our contacts the possibility to do an assessment, a business scan. We call it the Coaching Clarity Calculator, where you can assess how your business is already evolved, to what stage of maturity your business is in, to find out where to focus on and what the things are you really have to develop to get to the next stage. That's a very, very smart calculator that costs you 10 minutes of your time. If you want to do it, then do it. But based on the results of this calculator, we find out that promotion is really the least developed one amongst coaches. So we're going to talk about today. I'm going to warn you, give you a little disclaimer. Promotion, marketing, sales is a subject we can talk about for weeks. There are many elements here you can talk about. So today we'll only do a little bit, but also give you an overview of the structure of marketing and sales within coaching. So that's what we're going to talk about today. For those who don't know me, my name is Anne Johan AJ Willemsen. I'm a Dutch executive coach for more than 16 years now. I'm also the author of the book, From Poor Coach to Rich Coach, where I discuss the model that we use every week with the 7 P's, the 7 variables, which I could say the 7 steps to a prosperous coaching business. I help coaches grow, not so much as a coach, as a professional, because there are many good coaches and even lots of coaches who are far better than I am. But I found out for myself in the first place, the first 7 years, that I was a reasonable coach, but not so good coaching entrepreneur. So I really worked on that in the past years to develop myself also as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to become more effective. Because if you want to have a coaching business that is thriving, you need to be of course, be a good coach, but at the same time, you need to be a good business owner, business manager, entrepreneur also. So that's the role where we talk about here. When I help you grow commercially, I help you grow as a business. That's my purpose. Right. Hope you like it. Before I forget, today we will this week we'll give away a free material that is very interesting related to the subject that we discussed now, and that is an email sequence that really was the best, most effective email service sequence that I've ever used. It's the sequence that promotes my trial program. I always give my clients a trial which they can taste a little bit and that will excite them in order at the end to say, I want more of you, AJ, so let's do business. That's in short what I offer, and do that in an email sequence that I again recently used that was really successful, the best campaign I've ever done. So that's what I offer you. If you want to have that, let me know, send me an email, and then aj@topmind.com, and I will make sure that you get the material. Thank you very much. That's for now. Today we'll talk about how can you smoothly, but also structurally convert leads into coaching clients. That's the subject for today. It's an awkward thing, selling and converting, because we don't sell cars, we don't sell sandwiches, we don't sell potatoes, we sell ourselves. Yeah? And selling yourself is not an easy thing. It's not credible. You cannot say credibly, I'm the best coach you will ever find. At least I would not do that. It's not my style. Maybe some do. But it's difficult to sell yourself. To sell your time, your trust, you need to do a different approach than most professionals do, yeah? Because we sell ourselves. So selling is a little bit of a douchey, awkward thing within coaching. So I have found another way, another structure that works far better than anything else I've found out. So I'm going to share that with you today. Today we're going to talk about the subject, what we call promote, again, the most desired subject that people want to see about, and the least developed level of the pyramid that I describe in the book of the 7 P's. It's the last level, but it's the most less developed ones among coaches and among, for me as well, for the first 7 years. But I've developed that pretty well, I must say, now, 16 years later. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to, let's do that later. I'm going to share with you 3 different strategies, 3 different, I would say, tips that will help you convert more leads into clients. I'm not going to talk about how you get leads, because that's a subject in itself, but I'm going to help you, once you have a lead, how you can make the best, it's most likable to turn that lead into a client. How you do that? 3 different tips. First one is create pull instead of push, right? Pull, I mean, have your client ask for more instead of you pushing your services into the face of your prospective client. So create pull instead of push. I'll explain you in a minute a little bit more. Go fast by going slow is the second tip I would like to give you. Never rush it. At least 7 contacts. I'll explain you why 7 contacts. At least 7 contacts before you can start doing business together. And the third one is create structure. Do it all the time, the same. The moments that I deviate from my structure, I always regret it afterwards. Right? See, there are the 3 tips. I'm going to explain you a little bit more. First, create pull instead of push. I already explained it a little bit. You sell yourself, which is not credible, which is awkward. I always start to stutter when I have to sell myself, so I've changed that. And I really wait till the moment that the client will ask what he or she can do more with me than they have already done before. So I never, hardly ever offer them something. I always wait for the moment that they say, I would like to go work with you. Or what do you have for me? Or what do you propose? The moment they ask for that, then I know I have done the process well before, and then you can start to offer something. So create the pool, create their curiosity, create the, I almost say, urge among your prospective clients to do business again. So you will never be in the position that you have to sell yourself, but you can just answer the questions that they come up with. That's the first strategy I would like to share with you. The second one is go fast by going slow. In the beginning, in the first 7 years, I worked with mostly prospects and leads coming from the word of mouth of my previous clients. That's with most coaches the case. Clients who are satisfied, they will mention your name when people ask for that. And then sometimes they will send you an email or call you right away and say, I got your name from X and Y and I'm interested in coaching. Can we have a talk? Well, that's the first step. What we call awareness. They got aware of you and they start to engage with you, and which is a very important moment. Well, what I usually did was, of course, you can talk with me. Let's have a chat on the phone, or sometimes I said, let's see each other. And when I had this chat on the phone, or when I had this introductory session face to face, at the end of the session, I always said, okay, what you can do with me is looking like this. This is the program. It's 10 sessions spread over 3 months, whatever. And these are the costs and these are the terms. And then in most cases, really the majority of the cases, they said, interesting. I will think about that. Well, I found out if you hear the words, I will think about that, then you know you have not done a good job in this process. Yeah. I will think about it is a way to really, at least give others the chance to work with them. Is postpone the deal. That's the wrong sign. And the reason was that I did my process too fast. There's been done a lot of sales research within sales and commercial processes, and that all the evidence is that you need at least 7 contacts before you have to offer what you have to offer, if you offer something at all. All right? 7 contacts. I did it with 1 or 2 contacts already, and I always was amazed that it didn't work out. Well, I found out when I really extended the process, when I went slower, I went much faster in terms of converting leads into clients. Yeah. 7 contacts. Really count them. Emails, phone calls, face-to-face sessions, multiple face-to-face sessions, and not try to do it faster than 7 contacts. If you do, you will find out the chance for conversion is so much lower. Yeah. So extend the process. It takes with me at least a month. Well, in most cases it's 3 months or sometimes even 6 months before I really convert a first contact into a client, and in between 7 different contacts. So that's the second tip. Go fast by going slow. Make sure you have 7 contacts before you really make a deal. Third one is create structure. That's interesting. I want to share with you what I mean by structure. Let me see if I can show you this little picture that I shared with you in one of the previous videos. Let me see where it is. All right, that's interesting. Let me see if I can find the iPad. Here it is. This is my screen, which is a little bit of a mess. But this is the iPad that I want to show with you, and this is the structure that I want to share with you. This structure is called the value journey, the coaching value journey, which is very complicated. We can talk about that for a couple of days. I just want to give you the overview in order to give you the structure that I use to turn a client into or a lead into a paying client, right? The whole structure consists of 9 different steps, at least 9 different steps, where you turn somebody who doesn't know you into somebody who is an absolute raving fan, a very enthusiastic ambassador. That's the purpose of the whole journey, that you turn people who don't know you into people who are your fans, right? That's the thing. But that doesn't happen overnight, as you can imagine. There are really different stages in between, and I just want to share with you the stages in order to create a structure for yourself, how to do that for your coaching business. Okay, first you get into the stage of what we call awareness, right? This is the stage where people that they don't know you from not knowing you into knowing you. When people, previous clients of you say, okay, you have to go to AJ, you have to go to Rita, you have to go to that coach, that means that they create awareness there. From not knowing you, they know you now. Then they get into a stage of what we call engagement. You have to start to make a conversation with them in order to get them engaged. They have to get from a passive mindset into an active mindset, and that can be reacting on your posts on the social platforms, that can be sending you an email, that can be sending you a WhatsApp, calling you, when they get more active, right? From that stage, we get another one, and that's what we call subscribe. Once they get engaged, you would like to have their name and email address in order for you to start to contact them, sending them emails, sending you WhatsApp, calling them, whatever. They have to get on a list, and they have to give their consent in doing so, right? That's the third stage. Then we get into the stage of what we call convert. It's a very interesting one, important one. We go here from the level leads. That's the first 3 steps. Then they are lead. They get into the level of a we call clients. Converting is converting leads into clients. And you do that not by selling your main product, because that's too much of a commitment. You do that with something what we call with a mini commitment. You ask them a very small amount a small amount in terms of financial commitment, or you can have them commit in terms of time, right? So here you can say, okay, this is a free webinar of about an hour. This can be a book that you have written. This can be a trial program that I do, a challenge of 30 days. It's even a little bit more of a commitment, but for a very small price. And so that they get to know you really well. It's like getting on a first date when you see a potential partner which you really like, a man or a woman, and you go on a first date. You never say, okay, come on, let's buy a house and get some kids in the first date. You always drink a coffee first, or maybe a small dinner, or go to the movies. It's a small commitment and not a big commitment where you go into. This is important here as well, because too many coaches, they ask for a big commitment too fast. Here's conversion, and once you have converted them into a small commitment, let's say a different color, we go into the phase of what we call excitement. When you go on the first date, make sure that it is exciting, that she or he likes you, and that he or she will ask, I want more. When do we see each other again? That's the same in coaching. You have to offer something that's a small commitment, low risk, and then you have to excite them, that they say after this excitement phase, I want to see you more often. I want to buy more of you, because this was really high value. Then we get into the stage of what we call ascend. Ascend means you start with your low priced offer, and you can, throughout the relationship, you can ascend the ladder, the sales ladder, from your base product to an upsell, to another extra feature, or to a more exclusive program, or to a longer program, or to a retention program, whatever. But you start really doing business only in this stage, what we call ascent. Do you see now that we have done quite some stages to get there? Here is already one contact before they became aware of you. 2 contacts, 3 at least, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? These are 7 contacts or even more before you start doing business. The big problem with coaches is that they go too fast, and that they don't have a structure in place to build up the relationship and to create trust. I'm not going to share with you the other 2 stages, the last stages, because it's not really relevant here. Here we talk about how we can convert leads into clients, and you have to have a structure in place. Go fast by going slow, create pull instead of pushing something to them. And that's the thing that we talk about. Right. I hope this was of value. If you want to have more, if you want to have the material of today, if you want to have this value journey for yourself and fill it in for yourself, let me know. Send me an email. Happy to send it to you. Thanks very much. Hope to see you next week. For now, bye-bye.